Right now, I'm watching WWE WrestleMania XV, which took place in 1999. The main event of the show was The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship. Now, the show just started. They just showed Boys to Men singing the national anthem or the Star Spangled Banner. And now they're showing the opening promo video for the show. Classy Freddie Blassie is narrating it. And they're showing clips of The Undertaker, Rock, Austin, Ken Shamrock, Shawn Michaels, who was not an active wrestler at this time. He had retired the previous year after WrestleMania 14. Like, this whole opening promo video is like a love letter to professional wrestling. Basically talking about how amazing professional wrestling is and the people who do it, how amazing they are. This was a time when they were more sentimental about professional wrestling. The Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 15. And this was like peak time of WWF's popularity. I mean, this is like crazy, crazy ratings on Monday Night Raw. And everybody was always talking about it. They even had like a Super Bowl commercial. I mean, that's how big this thing was. All right, now they're showing the arena, obviously packed. They're in Philadelphia for the show. Pyro's going off. There's some interesting things about this show because things that occur during the show affect things that happen later in the show. And I always love it when they do that, when there's like plot twists and unpredictable stuff happens. Like, for example, one of the announced matches for the show is The Big Show, Paul White, versus Mankind, Mick Foley, to decide who's going to be the special guest referee for the main event WWF title match between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. See, I like that. I like when the shows do stuff like that, where you don't actually know what's going to happen and how that's going to impact what takes place later in the show. Like, they've done it before in recent years. Like, remember WrestleMania 30? Daniel Bryan had to face Triple H in the opening match. And if he beat Triple H, he goes to the main event of WrestleMania to fight for the world title. And if Triple H won, he was going to be in the main event. That's a big deal, right? And it makes people want to tune in. Right now, Al Snow is coming out for the opening contest. I believe this is for the Hardcore Championship. Oh, it's his WrestleMania debut. That's what Michael Cole, who's on commentary, he just said that. He's on commentary with Jerry Lawler. Now here comes Hardcore Holly. This is actually just after they started calling him Hardcore Holly. I mean, only a month earlier at the previous pay-per-view, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, they were calling him Bob Holly. But Hardcore Holly is his most famous gimmick. Some people might remember him as Bob Sparky Plug Holly. He was like a race car driver. That was his gimmick. Okay, here comes, let me see, Billy Gunn, who is the Hardcore Champion. Billy Gunn still wrestles to this day, by the way, which is unbelievable. I believe he's 60 years old. And he looks even bigger than he does here in terms of his muscle mass and stuff. which, you know, I don't know what to say about that. But hey, he's having fun, right? Triple threat match. Hardcore title on the line. Anything goes. Hardcore rules. I loved the Hardcore Championship matches of this era. Loved them. They were always so much fun. And we got to be thankful to these guys for doing crazy stuff during these matches. And now these matches live forever. The Hardcore Championship might be my favorite wrestling championship of all time. Billy Gunn's on the mic. He just said, "Are you guys ready for a little hardcore?" And then Al Snow bashed him in the back of the head. The matches started, and Billy and Hardcore are currently working together, and they just gave him a double elbow to Al Snow. And immediately Hardcore turns on Billy and is beating him up now. Irish whip to Billy Gunn, and Hardcore Holly clotheslined him, flipped him inside out. Al Snow is now in control. He's recovered. Stomping both guys, taking turns on each one. Al Snow now has Hardcore Holly, drags him outside the ring, slams his head on the announce table. He's got some like electrical wires. He just whooped Hardcore Holly in the back of the head with it. Oh, Billy Gunn just came and clobbered Al Snow. All three guys are on the outside now. Oh, Billy Gunn goes for an Irish whip. Al Snow reverses right into the steel steps, goes Billy Gunn, and he flips right over the steel steps. Oh, now they're on the entranceway. Hardcore Holly just threw Al Snow's head into the barricade. Oh, Hardcore Holly. Suplex to Al Snow. Luckily, Al Snow landed on the mats and not the concrete part of the entranceway. Billy Gunn is now recovered. He's back in control. Billy Gunn just slammed Al Snow into the steel steps. He's got Hardcore Holly. Al Snow broke that up. Now Hardcore Holly in control. They're taking turns now. Basically, it's like one guy takes control, then the other one. Oh, Al Snow just grabbed a hockey stick and slammed it over the back of Hardcore Holly, and then did the same thing to Billy Gunn. And now the crowd is chanting, "Let's go Flyers," the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, great. Al Snow just dumped like a tray full of ice and Gatorade and water all over Billy Gunn, or Hardcore Holly. Now, Billy Gunn has the hockey stick, breaks it over Hardcore Holly's back, snaps it in two. And now he takes half of the hockey stick, not the end part, but the top part, and he's using that as a weapon against Hardcore Holly in the ring. Now he's using it against Al Snow, but Al Snow's got a broom, breaks that over Billy Gunn's back. Now Al Snow took the top half of the broomstick and he's using it as a weapon on both guys. Now, it's always a good idea to start a show with a hardcore match because the crowd loves it. It's guaranteed to be fun. I wish they would bring back the hardcore title. Man, I mean, how much excitement that thing was. I mean, I don't think they want to damage their wrestlers constantly. I think that's why they don't have a hardcore title. But they totally should. You know, they totally should. The closest thing we can get to hardcore is Mi Chin doing crazy matches on SmackDown with other women. That's what we get nowadays. Mi Chin recently had like a dumpster match against Chelsea Green. That's all we can hope for. Al Snow has a steel chair. He's now he unfolded it, set it up, and he just jumped on it and gave him like a kick to Billy Gunn in the corner. Now people are chanting for ECW, which was still in existence at this point. This is early 1999, spring 1999. Billy Gunn is fighting with Hardcore Holly on the outside, throws him back in the ring. Oh, Al Snow just hit Billy Gunn with head and hit Hardcore Holly with head. Now he's holding it up in the air, proud of his work. And now he's talking ahead. Just in case you guys don't know, Al Snow had this like mentally disturbed gimmick, or emotionally disturbed gimmick. He was always acting like a crazy person. And it was a great gimmick. He was one of my favorites to watch back then, especially because of his hardcore matches. Throughout 1999, he was outstanding with the hardcore stuff. Now he's got a table set up in the corner, Al Snow does. He's about to Irish whip Hardcore Holly, who reverses it, and table is still up. Oh my goodness. Billy Gunn with a chair shot to the head of Hardcore Holly, and he throws Al Snow through the table in the corner. And the crowd is going wild for Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn has been having so much fun for so long. Now Billy Gunn has the steel chair flat in the middle of the ring, hits the Famouser on Al Snow right under the steel chair, goes for the cover. Hardcore Holly smacks him in the back with a steel chair. Hardcore Holly goes to Al Snow, goes for the cover, pins him 1, 2, 3. Hardcore Holly has won the Hardcore Championship without even pinning the champion. Fun opening match for this show. This is WrestleMania. You got to start off the show strong, and they did that, that's for sure. There's been a lot of WrestleManias that have bad opening matches, bad main events. This is one of the WrestleManias that it's just a lot of fun all the way through, and they started off really well here. Billy Gunn is not happy that he just lost the hardcore title to Hardcore Holly. And The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin were the biggest stars in the business at this time, 1999. And the main event, it couldn't get any bigger, Rock and Steve Austin. The Rock at this time was a bad guy, part of Mr. McMahon's corporation. He was the corporate champion. He was a sellout. And he's going up against the anti-establishment, rebellious Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's the perfect story. And they're the perfect performers. And when you put all that together, and it's the Attitude Era, I mean, that's just a way to print money. I mean, these guys were making enormous amounts of money at this time. Right now, they're showing a recap of what took place on Sunday Night Heat just before WrestleMania started. The tag titles will be on the line next. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart will be defending the tag team titles against the people who won a battle royal on Sunday Night Heat. They earned the right to compete for the tag titles. D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry will be their opponents, accompanied by Ivory. Oh, actually, it's not going to be D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry, I don't think. It's going to be D'Lo Brown and somebody else. Because it was whoever was the last two guys left in the Battle Royal. They're saying Ivory has a bandage on her face because she got burned by a lit cigar from Terry Runnels earlier on Sunday Night Heat. And now here comes Test, who's a member of the corporation. So it's D'Lo Brown and Test against Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. This is just a tag team that was just put together randomly. And so who do you think's going to win? That's so random. Like, why would they just pick two random guys to put on the show? I guess because they want to highlight D'Lo Brown and Test, because as we know now, 1999 was a very good year for D'Lo Brown and Test. They were part of some big matches and major storylines. Here comes Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. Oh, wow. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart, tag team champions, and they're accompanied by Deborah McMichael, who is wearing an outfit that many people might remember. She's wearing a bikini that has like beads hanging from it. And you know the crowd loves that. And Jerry the King Lawler also loves Deborah McMichael. That's one of the most memorable things from this year of professional wrestling. Deborah's bikinis at WrestleMania and some other events like Fully Loaded, SummerSlam. You know, what can you say? That was the era of bra and panties matches and stuff like that. You know, this was a very man-centric man-centric show. It was definitely directed towards young men, which was another reason why they made a ton of money. The college age guys really loved professional wrestling at this time. D'Lo Brown just tagged in Test and Owen Hart now. 10th WrestleMania appearance for Owen Hart is what Michael Cole just said. Oh, wow. Test just hit him with a powerbomb. Test goes for the cover. Owen Hart kicks out. Test just tagged in D'Lo Brown, and he's like, get your you-know-what in there. Yeah, these guys are not being too nice to each other for tag team partners. And D'Lo Brown just told Owen Hart that he sucks. D'Lo Brown just got kicked in the back by Jeff Jarrett, who's standing on the ring apron. He punches Jeff Jarrett down. Jeff Jarrett falls to the ground. Owen Hart capitalizes by kicking D'Lo in the face. Gut wrench by Owen Hart, and he tags in Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett and D'Lo Brown are now in the ring. Jeff Jarrett is doing his signature strut. Oh, Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart are trying to double team D'Lo, but he just hit a double clothesline on both of them. And D'Lo just slammed Jeff Jarrett, slams Owen Hart. Kicks Owen Hart in the face. Punches Jeff Jarrett in the face. And, oh, wow. D'Lo Brown just hit a big move. Goes for the cover. And Owen Hart breaks up the cover to save Jeff Jarrett. Now Deborah was on the ring apron, and Ivory just pulled her down because Deborah was trying to distract D'Lo. Jeff Jarrett Irish whips D'Lo, and D'Lo reverses. And Owen Hart just drop kicked D'Lo. Jeff Jarrett goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart retain the tag titles in a very short match. Nothing special. Terry Reynolds and Jacqueline have just come to ringside, I guess, to start a problem with Ivory. Now Test is getting mad at Ivory. Now D'Lo and Test are beating each other up. Remember, they were tag team partners in this match. So Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart got off easy because they had to face a team that was put together at the last second on Sunday Night Heat. And that didn't work out. One thing I did like about this time was that they kept matches short and sweet. You know, they got to the point real quick. You know, they didn't drag these matches on for such a long time just because it was a pay-per-view. You know, these days, you know, you'll see a match that nobody really even cares about, and everybody knows the outcome. I'll give you an example. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defended the tag titles against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Everyone knows that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are going to win that match. Like, there's no way they're giving it to Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, two people who are barely used and garner little to no reaction from the audience at all. So we already know they're gonna, we already know that Indy and Candice are gonna lose, and yet they still put on like this whole display of this with this match, and it's like, that's a match that should probably be a squash match, to be honest. No offense to Indy and Candice, but that's where they are right now. That's their status in the WWE, just sort of just there. Although I will say, Candice LeRae just recently won the WWE Speed Championship, which is a championship based on having really short matches, and they show the matches on Twitter or X. I don't even watch it, but well, they gave her something. What, you know, what can you say? I think Xavier Woods might have won the men's championship. Right now, they're showing that the Brawl for All is next, which was an ill-advised idea. They even did a Dark Side of the Ring on it. So coming up is Butterbean versus the winner of the Brawl for All tournament, Bart Gunn. And nobody thought Bart Gunn was going to win that tournament. But he did. Bart Gunn is previewing what's going to happen during this fight. And this is a real fight. I think they call it the Brawl for All. And they think Bart Gunn is going to beat Butterbean. Some people thought this was like a punishment for Bart Gunn. And I don't think Bart Gunn, Bart Gunn doesn't have a lot of experience doing this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Butterbean has a ton of experience. Oh, they're showing the Mean Street Posse in the audience right now. Pete Gas and Rodney. Those are Shane McMahon's friends. The referee for this Brawl for All is Vinny Pazienza, former boxer himself. They call him the Tasmanian Devil. Oh, they have outside judges for this. Gorilla Monsoon is one of them. There's another guy named Kevin Rooney. Chuck Wepner, the Bayonne Bleeder, is another judge. And now they're introducing Gorilla Monsoon, who unfortunately at this time I believe was very sick. And he had lost a lot of weight. Gorilla Monsoon, former wrestler, former commentator, and they even name something in wrestling is called the gorilla position. It's the area right where everyone gathers before they come out for their matches. Gorilla position. That's named after Gorilla Monsoon. I think most people expected Butterbean to destroy Bart Gunn. But I think WWF was kind of like making a sort of a gamble here. Because if Bart Gunn somehow beats Butterbean, they got a star on their hands. But in the end, it was really kind of set up to be a punishment for Bart Gunn, because it's like you got to go against this guy in a real fight on pay-per-view. And remember, Bart Gunn's a pro wrestler. He's not really trained for this. Although they did take him off the road to prepare for this fight. But you can't just prepare for a couple of months and then go into this. This is, Butterbean knows what he's doing in there. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of having non-wrestling matches at WrestleMania. They've done it before with like a sumo match, Big Show and Akibono. I forget which WrestleMania that was. It's possible that was WrestleMania 21. I'm not sure, but it's just like, it's lame. But when they bring in people from other walks of life, other sports, to have a real well, I shouldn't say real, but like a professional wrestling match, it does work out well. Think about 2008 WrestleMania 24. Floyd Mayweather comes in for a match against the Big Show, and they had a very entertaining match. They put it together well. It was great. It was a great entertainment. Bart Gunn is a lot taller than Butterbean. Bart Gunn has barely any body fat. Butterbean, on the other hand, has tons of body fat. But again, he knows what he's doing. It doesn't mean anything. You know, think about Tyson Fury. Think about man, that guy who beat Anthony. I think it was Anthony Joshua. Was it Ruiz? That guy had. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. They just knocked down Bart Gunn right here. Butterbean just knocked him down after a flurry of punches to the face. Okay, Bart Gunn got up at 9. There's 27. Okay, that's it. It's over. He got up at 9, and then Butterbean punched him right in the face and knocked him out. Round 1, knockout from Butterbean. And although I just said that I don't like non-wrestling matches at WrestleMania, if you're gonna do one, this is how you do it. You know, make sure it's a complete mismatch, and make sure it's over in less than a minute. You know, that's how you do it. Because again, they just got it's like a nice little jolt to the crowd to see a knockout right in front of them. So now they've watched a hardcore title match, which was very entertaining. They had a tag team match, which was pretty much a bunch of nothing. And then they just got to watch Butterbean knock out Bart Gunn. So the show's going along very nicely so far. Oof. That's a shame. I mean, Bart Gunn was just like a sacrificial lamb here. I would never agree to do this. But I guess Bart Gunn was betting on himself here. Right? So I can understand, like, you beat Butterbean at WrestleMania, you're now a big star. You're going to be in the news and everything. But instead, he's on the other end of that. That was pretty much the end of Bart Gunn's wrestling career, pretty much. And it's a shame. He was a young, good-looking, strong guy. But, oh man, the crowd really loved that knockout. They're showing the replay right now. Whew. Man, his head just, oh wow. It just did like you should see it. I mean, his head, it just did like a 360-degree rotation with that punch from Butterbean. I bet Butterbean got paid a ton of money, and he probably took it like, yo, this is going to be the easiest night of his life. This guy in a chicken outfit just came out, and Vinny Pazienza is in the ring, and this chicken is disrespecting Vinny Pazienza. And they just said that the next match will be Big Show versus Mankind. Remember, that's to decide who's going to be the special guest referee in the main event of WrestleMania. And it's unpredictable because the Big Show was a member of the corporation, which is also where The Rock is part of the corporation as well. So you got Big Show, obviously would be biased towards The Rock. And Mankind, on the other hand, would probably call it right down the middle between Austin and The Rock. I mean, he doesn't really like either of them. He really doesn't like The Rock, though. So that has a tremendous effect on the main event. That's why people are going to be glued into this match to see, okay, who's going to get the edge here? This is going to be Austin or Rock. Because at this point, this is like the biggest match in WWF history. Rock versus Austin, main event, WrestleMania 15. Now they're showing a clip of earlier in the night where Big Show is attacking Mankind. in the backstage area. Mankind is wearing a dress shirt with referee stripes on it. Stone Cold Steve Austin, meanwhile, is shown arriving at the arena right behind them and just watching what's going on here. Kevin Kelly's interviewing Mankind here. Here comes the Big Show. The Big Show was in phenomenal physical condition at this time. He had just joined the WWF. He debuted at the previous pay-per-view, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, inadvertently helping Stone Cold Steve Austin win that match. He was supposed to help Vince McMahon win the match, but he threw Steve Austin against the side of a cage because it was a cage match between McMahon and Steve Austin. He threw him against the side of the cage opened, and Steve Austin fell to the floor, winning the cage match, which got him a title shot at WrestleMania 15. He put his title shot on the line in that cage match to get Mr. McMahon to agree to have a match with him. That's what Steve Austin did. And luckily he won the match, so he gets to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Here comes Mankind, super popular at this time, former WWF champion. He's fresh off a feud with The Rock where they had some very interesting matches. They had an empty arena match during halftime of the Super Bowl. They had an epic I Quit match at the Royal Rumble, which was amazing. They had a last man standing match at the previous pay-per-view, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I believe they also had a ladder match. They had a match at Survivor Series 1998 to crown the WWF champion because it was vacant at the time. So anyway, Mankind is landing punches on the Big Show here. The match has just started. Big Show is looking woozy, I mean. Now Big Show, headbutt to Mankind. Mankind falls out of the ring. Oh, Mankind punches to the Big Show. Mankind is trying to ram Big Show's head into the steel steps on the outside, and he does it. And he does it again. Mankind kicks Big Show. He's going for the double arm DDT on the outside. Big Show counters and pushes Mankind over the steel steps. Big Show just threw Mankind back in the ring. Oh, Big Show has Mankind in the corner and gave him a huge chop to the chest. Ooh. Big Show elbow to the back of Mankind's head. Big Show did a side Russian leg sweep on Mankind. Now, a lot of people would expect Big Show to win this match. I mean, Big Show is an incredible athlete. Oh, wow. Big Show just tried to clothesline Mankind over the top rope. He misses because Mankind ducked, and then Big Show just fell over the top rope. He's on the outside. Now Mankind just pulled out Mr. Sacco. Big Show coming back in the ring now. Is Mankind... Oh, he got it on Big Show as Big Show was trying to get back in the ring. Headbutt to Mankind. So that's the end of that. And... Oh, Mankind has it again. He's got it again. In the Big Show's mouth. And Big Show knocked down Mankind. Big Show is much bigger and stronger than Mankind. Okay, Mankind's got Mr. Sacco in the Big Show's mouth one more time. Let's see if he passes out. I think Mankind just kicked Big Show low there. Low blow. Oh, Big Show is passing out here. He's passing out. He's passing out here. Big Show's trying to break it, but he's trying to get to the ropes. But it's not working. Mankind still has Mr. Sacco in. Mr. Sacco is the mandible claw with the sock over Mankind's hand. Ooh, Big Show looks like he's out here. His arm just dropped once. Big Show's arm just dropped. Oh no, Big Show is back in it. He's back in it. He's got Mankind on his back. Oh, wow. He just fell backwards with Mankind on his back. So that's 500 pounds landing on Mankind. That's a change in the momentum of this match. And a lot of people who would be watching this match live, they probably would think, okay, that's all that Mankind's going to get here, and now Big Show's going to take control and destroy Mankind and win the match. That's probably what people would think. Because nobody would expect Mankind to beat Big Show. Because Big Show, remember, is one of their big signees. You know, this is like a huge deal that Big Show came from WCW and went to WCW and went to the WWF. People are expecting Big Show. And also, you know, logically, Big Show is just a much bigger, stronger, and better athlete than Mankind. All right, Big Show just threw Mankind outside the ring. Big Show goes to the outside. Oh, wow. Big Show just hit Mankind in the stomach with a chair. And Big Show just hit Mankind in the back with a steel chair. Funnily enough, Earl Hebner, the referee, is not disqualifying the Big Show. Even though I don't think this is legal, this is not a no DQ match, I guess the stakes are too high. So Earl Hebner is being lenient. Oh, wow. Big Show is setting up two steel chairs here, facing each other. He just unfolded them and have them facing each other. Now he's got, Big Show's got Mankind by the neck, looking for a choke slam, and he just choke slammed him through the two steel chairs, and Earl Hebner just disqualified the Big Show. And now Big Show has taken one of the steel chairs and is bashing Mankind in the back with the steel chair. And now Mankind is going to be the referee for the main event because of Big Show using these steel chairs. And the crowd just went nuts because even though Mankind is laying in the ring, brutalized by the Big Show. Oh, wow. he's brutalized by the Big Show, but he won the match, so he's going to be the special guest referee. Now, Vince McMahon, the head of the corporation, is coming out, and he's furious at the Big Show for messing up his plans. Because that was part of the master plan. Big Show was supposed to be the special guest referee to ensure that The Rock kept the WWF Championship and the corporation and Vince McMahon can keep control over the WWF champion. You know what's funny? They have a microphone on Vince McMahon, so you can hear what he's saying even though he's standing in the ring without a mic on his hand. He's getting mad at Big Show. Oh, he just grabbed Big Show by the arm. Oh, wow. He got Vince McMahon up for a chokeslam. And he didn't chokeslam him. He let him down very gently because he realized what he was doing. Vince McMahon is telling him, don't make any more mistakes. Vince McMahon is telling Big Show he's a nobody, slaps Big Show in the face, and Big Show punches Vince McMahon in the face. Although, because this is pro wrestling, Big Show protected Vince McMahon by putting his hand over Vince McMahon's face and then punching his own hand. And I think they might even show a replay here that shows how fake the punch is, but I guess they couldn't risk Vince McMahon accidentally getting knocked out here. Now here comes Vince McMahon's stooges, Gerald Briscoe, Pat Patterson, coming out to check on him. So I guess that's sort of like a babyface turn for the Big Show here, maybe? Maybe. We don't know what'll happen after this show. Oh, they're showing a replay of Big Show chokeslamming Mankind through the two steel chairs that got him disqualified and cost him not only the match, but now he doesn't get to be the special guest referee in the main event. I don't think he really cares at this point. He just punched Vince McMahon in the face. And here comes Patterson and Briscoe dragging Vince McMahon out of the ring. So that's great. So now the crowd knows that, all right, we're going to get Mankind as the referee for Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that should be a fair match. So that makes them anticipate the main event even more because they're hoping that Steve Austin will beat The Rock and get the title back. Steve Austin hasn't been champion for quite a while. Since the previous year, 1998. Mankind, on the other hand, is getting let out on a stretcher. Oh, that's a separate problem now because Mankind is supposed to be the referee for the main event, but he's been brutalized by the Big Show and they got to take him to the hospital now. So now what's going to happen in the main event? So actually that throws it all into chaos and the crowd doesn't know what's going to happen next. See, these were the kind of plot twists that I loved that would happen in the middle of a show that would affect the main event. So now Big Show's been disqualified. He's not going to be the special guest referee for the main event. Mankind, it looks like he's getting stretchered out, and so he's probably going to the hospital. It's looking like he might not be the special guest referee either. So who's going to be the referee? Is it going to be just a regular referee? We don't know. We'll find out later. They're showing Vince McMahon backstage with Patterson and Briscoe. Vince McMahon is not happy with the Big Show. Vince McMahon is telling Patterson and Briscoe to call the cops, or to get him a phone to call the cops so that Big Show can get arrested for assaulting Vince McMahon. You gotta love it, guys. And he's saying also that he has to come up with a plan for who's going to be the referee for the main event. So now we the audience are a little worried here, because is he going to come up with some crooked referee that's going to ruin the main event? Who knows? I like the way the show is going. You know, everything's real quick paced. A lot of times, today's WWE premium live events have matches that drag on, and it kind of takes you out of the show, because you're just like, gosh, when are we going to get to like something interesting? Because a lot of times the lower card matches, they're not very interesting. The stakes aren't high or whatever. Like, it'll be between people that nobody's super invested in anyway, and they'll drag on and on. I would rather WWE have more short matches on PLEs. You know, these days there's usually 5 matches on a premium live event, which is like a fraction of how many matches they're having on this show. Here comes Road Dogg, by the way, with the Intercontinental Championship. He's defending the Intercontinental title against, I think, 3 other guys. I think this is a 4 corners match. I think that's what they're calling it. He's got the microphone, Road Dogg. Someone has a Road Dogg 420 sign in the audience. Oh, he's doing his famous intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. That's what he does. And the crowd loves it. The crowd always loved those catchphrases where they could get involved. People don't do that a whole lot these days. They don't have a lot of great catchphrases. They have LA Knight, I guess, doing catchphrases. Not a whole bunch of other people, though. And Cody Rhodes' catchphrase of, well, so what do you guys want to talk about? That doesn't count. That's a lame catchphrase. Here comes Val Venis. Val Venis is doing his famous intro with the towel, sort of like he's sort of gyrating and stuff. For those of you who don't know, Val Venis had a gimmick where he was an adult film star, and the ladies in the crowd loved it, by the way. They always show ladies in the audience loving Val Venis. I like that the fact that they leaned into adult themes was paying off for them. You know, they should learn from that these days. You know, they never do, you know, this kind of stuff anymore. Here comes Goldust with the Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock. Ryan Shamrock was the storyline sister of Ken Shamrock. This is a very interesting group of people here. I think this might be Val Venis' very first WrestleMania, actually. Oh, here comes Ken Shamrock. Most dangerous man in the world. I mean, it sounds like Road Dogg is the fan favorite here. He is the Intercontinental Champion. I don't think anybody's rooting for anyone else to win here. Maybe the women want Val Venis, maybe. But I'm thinking everybody wants Road Dogg to escape with his championship. Oh, remember, Ryan Shamrock, his sister, is at ringside. She's involved with Goldust. And meanwhile, her brother is in the match. And by the way, Val Venis and Ryan Shamrock and Ken Shamrock have had issues. Okay, now the guys are paired off. The match has started. Road Dogg and Val Venis, Ken Shamrock and Goldust. Okay, now Goldust got, I think, Hurricane Rana outside the ring by Ken Shamrock. Now Road Dogg and Ken are double teaming Val Venis. That didn't sound right. Double elbow to Val Venis by Road Dogg and Ken Shamrock, and then now Ken is working on Road Dogg. Oh, Ken just threw Road Dogg's head into the top turnbuckle. And by the way, they just mentioned that Road Dogg could lose his title without getting pinned. So this is kind of like not your traditional fatal four-way where all four guys are in the ring at the same time. They've got two guys standing on the outside. So Val Venis is in one corner. Goldust is standing in the opposite corner. They're on the ring apron, outside the ropes. And meanwhile, Road Dogg and Ken Shamrock are in the ring fighting. So I guess you can tag in and out. But you know, that's kind of crazy because there's a title on the line. You don't want to tag other people in and give them an opportunity to win the title. But Road Dogg just tagged in Goldust. I guess so that Road Dogg could get a breather. So I guess that kind of makes logical sense. I guess so, because Road Dogg could stand on the outside and break up any pin that happens. So it's kind of like you got to incapacitate basically everybody in order to win this match, because otherwise somebody is going to break up the pin. Val Venis just tagged himself in by tagging Ken Shamrock when Ken got close to his corner, and then Val immediately starts beating up Ken Shamrock, who's not even the legal man. Goldust takes advantage of that, and he tried to go for a cover on Val, and Val kicked out. All right. Goldust is calling for the curtain call. Val Venis reverses, pushes him off, and hits a big spine buster on Goldust. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, Goldust kicks out. Val just Irish whipped Goldust and clothesline by Goldust. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Val Venis gets the shoulder up before the 3 count. You know, we're not even like an hour into the show. And think about all the stuff that's happened so far. We had a hardcore title match. We had a tag title match. We had Butterbean knocking out Bart Gunn. Now we're having another title match. We also had Mankind versus Big Show to decide the special guest referee, but that ended in chaos. I mean, so much has happened. I prefer this kind of a show as opposed to long, drawn-out matches. I mean, I think your main event match, you got to give the main event like 20 minutes or whatever, maybe 30, but, you know, the rest of them, yeah, keep it short and to the point. Keep everything else under 10 minutes. Unless you have like some spectacular feud going into one of the undercard matches, which I don't think they really have on this show. I think Rock Austin is the big feud and everything else is sort of there, but we'll find out. I don't remember all the matches on this show. Oh, Val just landed headfirst in Goldust's crotch. Ken Shamrock just DDT'd Goldust. Road Dogg just DDT'd Val Venis. And now both the legal men are just laying flat in the ring. Maybe this is an elimination match. So Goldust just went for the cover on Val. 1, 2. Oh, Val just Val just got the shoulder up. So yeah, this is an elimination match. Road Dogg and Val Venis are now in the ring. Road Dogg's got Val in the corner, big chop. Road Dogg is juking and jiving, having fun. Road Dogg, Irish whip to Val, Val reverses, and Val just hit a huge clothesline on Road Dogg in the corner. Throws him to the other corner, another clothesline. I think Val is going for some kind of like a bear hug on Road Dogg. Road Dogg is trying to break out and punches Val in the face. Road Dogg is hitting his trademark jabs here. Shake, rattle, and roll. He hit them all, and then he told Goldust to suck it. Oh, now he's hitting his trademark jabs on Goldust. Oh, Ken Shamrock back in the ring. And he just knocked down Ken Shamrock. Hits the ropes. Shake, rattle, and roll. Knee drop to Ken. Now Road Dogg standing on the middle rope, celebrating. The match isn't over. That was a mistake. Remember, Road Dogg's the champion. Val Venis just hit a big backdrop on Road Dogg. Wow, that kind of made him look silly there for doing that in the middle of a match. Val goes for the cover, and Road Dogg gets the shoulder up. So nobody's been eliminated yet. Oh, wow. Road Dogg going for pump handle slam here. Hits it. Oh, wow. Ken Shamrock just took down Val. Got the ankle lock locked in. Val is going for the ropes. And he got it. He made it to the ropes. Ken Shamrock will not break the hold. Then he finally broke it. Oh. Val Venis baseball slide on Ken Shamrock. Now both guys are outside the ring. They're walking up the entranceway. Meanwhile, the referee is counting them out. Let's say, so if they don't get back in the ring. And wow, he just counted out Ken Shamrock and Val Venis. So they're out of the match now. Goldust and Road Dogg are the final two. One of these guys is going to be Intercontinental Champion. Whoa, Ken Shamrock is furious for getting counted out. Belly to belly suplex on Goldust. Belly to belly suplex on Road Dogg. Ken Shamrock has lost his mind here. So now Road Dogg and Goldust are laying flat in the ring. The referee is now counting them down. They're at 6. Goldust is getting up. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Road Dogg just gets the shoulder up, and the crowd is super happy about that. Road Dogg is the fan favorite. They want Road Dogg to win. Blue Meanie and Ryan Shamrock are still on the outside here to support Goldust. Goldust goes for the Irish whip on Road Dogg. Road Dogg reverses, and Ryan Shamrock made a mistake and accidentally tripped Goldust. Now Goldust is admonishing her. Blue Meanie is, oh wow. He hit a big power slam on Goldust, and Road Dogg just covered Goldust. 1, 2, 3, gets the pin, retains the Intercontinental Championship. Thanks to some confusion from Goldust's corner with Ryan Shamrock and Blue Meanie. So that was an okay match. It was entertaining because it was an elimination match. So that automatically makes it a little more interesting than your average match. So that was okay. That was okay. Now they're cutting to outside the arena. Big Show is getting arrested for assaulting Vince McMahon. But he's laughing about it. They're putting him in a cop car. Well, yeah. So I guess that's the end of Big Show for the night, or maybe not. You never know. Okay, Triple H versus Kane will be the next match. Now Triple H represents D-Generation X. I believe Kane at this time was a member of the corporation. Well, Kane accidentally hit a fireball on China several weeks before WrestleMania. China was a member of the corporation as well. She turned her back on DX and joined the corporation. Then Kane showed compassion for China, carried her to the backstage area. Now they're showing what happened on Raw the previous week. They're showing Goldust. Oh no, it's Triple H dressed as Goldust, launching like a fireball into Kane's face. I guess to get revenge or something. So we'll see what happens here. You know, this is like a sort of a love triangle between The Rock. Oh, not The Rock. Triple H, Kane, and China. Here comes Kane. Lights just went out. You know, the original Kane gimmick, not the corporate Kane gimmick, but the original Kane gimmick where he had the mask and everything, and came out in the dark with the red light and the pyro. It really was an amazing character, and it was an amazing thing for the guy who plays Kane, because Glenn Jacobs, he had some gimmicks prior to the Kane gimmick that weren't successful, like Isaac Yankem. He had other ones too. I think he had been in the business for several years and just nothing was clicking. But remember, Kane is a big, tall, strong guy, and he was young at the time. So when they finally had this Kane gimmick, being Undertaker's half brother, I mean, that was a big deal. Oh wow, that chicken that was fighting with Vinny Pazienza earlier came to attack Kane, and it's Pete Rose in the chicken outfit. Now you have to remember, Pete Rose was also a thorn in the side of I think it was Kane the previous WrestleMania at WrestleMania 14. So now Kane just gave a tombstone to Pete Rose, which he did at WrestleMania 14, and now Kane's going to hit his pyro. And Pete Rose, unfortunately, passed away not too long ago. But he got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, Pete Rose. I don't think he ever got inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame because of gambling. I think that's why they never put him in there. But many consider him to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Pete Rose. Kane's theme music, it's a good song. It's got a good beat. And his later version, where they had lyrics, was good too. But once he took the mask off, he lost something there. They should have never taken the mask off Kane. I don't understand why they ever did that. They had a guaranteed star with Kane. Everyone liked the character. Why would they ever take the mask off? I forget. I don't know whose decision that was. Maybe it was the performer himself. I don't remember. Gotta look into that. I'll probably find that out later. Okay, here comes Triple H coming out to DX music. Triple H coming into the ring from behind, hits a low blow on Kane to start the match. Whoa, Kane, he didn't even fall. Now Triple H has got Kane in the corner landing punches. Kane pushes him off. You know, this was at a time when Kane was kind of like a robotic monster. Triple H back on top of Kane. He used to have to use like some type of a voice machine to speak. If you've ever seen somebody who has who's like missing their trachea or something, and they have to use like a machine to speak, he would have that too. Kane's hitting Triple H on the outside here. This was back when Triple H wore long tights. Man, this Triple H is so different than the Triple H you see in the summer of 1999. Just like from, like even his body is different. Like he's got a lot more, well not a lot more, but he's got more body fat. But if you look at Triple H in the summer of 99, my gosh, he was like no body fat, super jacked, super tan, super lean. I mean, everything about Triple H's physique was, I mean, his whole look was different. And he wore short tights. It's funny how that was only a few months after this that he changed that much. But that's when he started the biggest run of his career. Once he turned heel, and when he won the WWF Championship in the summer of '99. All right, Triple H and Kane in the ring now. They were just outside. Triple H is landing punches on Kane in the ring. Oh, Kane with a big boot on Triple H. Kane just threw Triple H over the top rope. No, they're outside the ring, and Kane just dropped Triple H crotch first onto the barricade. And then he just punched Triple H in the face and knocked him into the front row where the Mean Street Posse is. Those are Shane McMahon's friends. Pete Gas, Rodney, and some other guys. And they throw Triple H back into the ringside area. Remember, Shane McMahon and X-Pac, who is a member of D-Generation X, will be having a match later in this show. Shane McMahon, member of the corporation, X-Pac part of DX, Triple H also part of DX. So the Mean Street Posse not too fond of Triple H. So they want to see Triple H get destroyed here. Once again, I got to mention, I really like the pace of this show. We've already seen so much stuff. Only an hour and 14 minutes into the show. Kane just threw Triple H back in the ring. Kane punches Triple H. Oh, Kane, Irish whip to Triple H in the corner. Triple H is, he's down here, and Kane is in control of this match. Kane in total control right now. Teddy Long is the referee, and he's admonishing Kane, who is choking Triple H using the bottom rope. Kane breaks the hold. Now, although I enjoy the pace of the show, I've got to say, there's only really been one good match, and that was probably the opener, the hardcore title match. That was a match worth watching. Maybe the knockout of Bart Gunn was interesting, but that's not a wrestling match. But that's the thing you got to do. When you're not going to have like super entertaining matches, you got to keep them short and move it along. So I'm kind of happy with what they did here. And Triple H and Kane are not having much of a match here. Triple H didn't really hit his stride in terms of match quality until summer of 1999 and onwards. That's when he started wrestling like a main event player. Kane, meanwhile, I think had already been WWF champion, albeit for, I think, one day. He had already been champion at this point. Kind of interesting because he got that championship real quick and real early in his career. Kane just threw Triple H over the top rope. Oh, Kane just flew over the top rope and landed on Triple H on the outside. Remember, Kane is an enormous person. Anytime Kane or Undertaker fly over the top rope, it's like, my goodness. These guys are almost 7 feet tall. They're over 300 pounds. Man, it's so good to have genetics like that, huh? You know, when you're 7 feet tall almost, you can play basketball, you could be a pro wrestler. Whoa, Triple H just threw Kane into the middle of the ring. Kane went to the top rope. Too many high-risk moves by Kane in a row. And Kane just sat up like the Undertaker. Kane is back to his feet already. Kane went for a big splash, missed because Triple H moved. And Triple H with a right hand to Kane, another right hand. Another right hand. He's trying to get Kane to fall. It's not working. He's going to keep trying to chop down the tree, landing punch after punch after punch. Triple H hits the, is he going to hit the high knee? Yeah, he's knee to the face of Kane. That didn't put him down either. Now he hits a high knee and finally knocked down Kane. And that gets a little bit of a reaction from the crowd. Although the reaction might be for Chyna, who is walking to the ring, and Triple H is getting mad. Remember, Chyna at this time was aligned with the corporation. So Triple H is expecting her to come help Kane here. Triple H going for the pedigree. Doesn't work. Kane reverses and drops an elbow on Triple H. Kane, oh wait, no, Chyna is sliding steel steps in the ring. Meanwhile, Triple H and Kane are flat on their back. The referee is counting them. Now Kane just sat up. Kane just picked up the steel steps that Chyna slid into the ring. He's going to go hit Triple H with it. Triple H kicks the steps. Didn't work. Kane drops the steps. Oh, Triple H drop toe hold to Kane into the steel steps. Kane lands face first on the steel steps. Well, Triple H punching Kane in the face. Kane just reversed Triple H on the outside because Triple H looked like he was going to do a pedigree to Kane, and Kane just threw him off. So now Kane is still in control of this match. Chyna is still standing at ringside. And remember, Chyna is aligned with the corporation at this time, and Kane is part of the corporation. Kane is going for a chokeslam on Triple H. He hits it. Middle of the ring. Chyna is standing on the ring apron with a steel chair. She's talking to Kane. Chyna is saying to Kane she wants to hit Triple H with the steel chair. And she just hit Kane in the back with a steel chair. Disqualification. Kane wins the match. But Chyna, much to the crowd's surprise, just turned on Kane here. Remember, Chyna turned her back on DX. Triple H with a chair to the back of Kane. Triple H, oh my goodness, with a chair to the skull of Kane, and that made a huge noise. Now, Triple H, pedigree, onto the steel chair in the middle of the ring. Wow, the crowd is so happy to see Chyna helping Triple H. Wow, and okay, Triple H and Chyna are hugging. Now everybody loves that. It looks like Chyna is back in DX. Wow. That is funny. Well, now remember, see, this is one of those things I was talking about. Something in the middle of the show that could affect what happens later in the show. So Chyna is now back with Triple H, and X-Pac has a match later in the show against Shane McMahon. X-Pac is a member of DX, so now he has one more person to maybe help him if he needs it. He's got Chyna, theoretically. But we'll find out what happens later. They're showing a replay of all the steel chair shots by Triple H on Kane. Kevin Kelly is being shown backstage. He's talking about who's going to be the special guest referee for the main event match because they don't have a referee right now. But now here's Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon is saying that he is going to be the special guest referee for the main event match, which is totally unfair because The Rock is part of his corporation, and obviously Vince McMahon hates Stone Cold Steve Austin. They're showing some celebrities in the crowd. Earlier they showed Isaac Hayes. Now they're showing Big Pun. Here comes Sable, and the crowd is going nuts because Sable was adored by the male fans. Sable is the WWF Women's Champion, and this match is one of her final appearances in the WWF. She would later return a couple of years later and obviously eventually marry Brock Lesnar. But here she is in one of her final appearances. She is in phenomenal physical condition. Sable was the former wife of Mark Marrow, a guy whose wrestling career never really took off, but he was present during the Attitude Era. He was in WCW. He was also in the WWF. Sable is in the ring. She will be facing Tori. Tori played a character where she was a crazed stalker of Sable. Here comes Tori. Tori is wearing like a bodysuit that's airbrushed. That's a real interesting outfit. Oh wow, it's a really interesting outfit. You might want to watch this match just to see what Sable and Tori are wearing. It almost looks like body paint. But again, this is the kind of stuff they leaned into, the WWF. Adult stuff, adult themes, scantily clad women, adult storylines, profanity. You know, that's the kind of stuff that gets people to have a visceral reaction and gets people to watch. You know, the UFC is very profane and vulgar these days, and the UFC is more popular than ever. And the UFC obviously is part of the same company as the WWE now, so they are just an absolute juggernaut these days. Both companies are doing big business. I hope the WWE starts to get a little more adult oriented. Maybe not a lot more, but hey, you can have some risque storylines. They kind of do it a little bit now with Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, but not much. Not much. All right, Sable was trying to prevent Tori from entering the ring, but Tori is attacking Sable. Let's see who wins this one. I bet they're going to keep this match really short because Sable was kind of limited as a wrestler, but she could be good in short bursts. Tori was like a legit wrestler, though. Sable, wow, just threw her body into Tori. It was a little ugly, but meanwhile, Sable is in the middle of the ring doing her signature grind, which is like a dance she would do before the match. And she's been doing it all match, anytime Tori is down. And Tori just took advantage of that and knocked her down. Sable appeared on the cover of Playboy, and it was, I think, one of the highest selling issues in Playboy history at the time. Maybe the highest selling. I don't even remember. Oh, wow. Tori went for a sunset flip here, and Sable kicked out. Now Sable going for a pin. That didn't work. Oh, wow. They tried to do a standing switch, like a bridge, and I don't know why they're trying to do all these fancy moves. Sable is very limited, and it's kind of exposing her here. Yeah, whoa. Whoa, Sable is trying to hit some kicks on Tori. Tori's ducking, and Tori just accidentally knocked down the referee. Remember, Sable's the bad guy here. Tori's the good guy. And now Sable might be going for the Sable bomb. Oh, wow. That did not work at all. And it almost looks like a botch, but Tori countered. And now she's going for the power bomb. And here comes a bodybuilder woman named Nicole Bass making her debut here. I think she had appeared on Howard Stern. And it looks like Nicole Bass has aligned herself with Sable. She just picked Tori up and slammed her down. Wow. Oh, Sable just won the match after a Sable bomb. So Sable retains the women's championship. Boy, that was not a good match. Luckily, they kept it pretty short, but even during that short time, man, there were so many botches. That's a shame, because Sable was one of their biggest stars, and she was just made to look like a disaster in that match. That's her fault, though. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that, because whoever's idea it was to have her do all these fancy moves and fancy pin combinations, maybe it was her. Maybe she wanted to show what she was capable of doing, and it didn't work. That was sloppy. Absolutely the worst match on the show so far, because they don't even have the fundamentals down. Oh, they're saying that Shane McMahon and X-Pac will be next. Shane McMahon will be defending the European Championship against X-Pac. Former European Champion X-Pac. Oh, look at this. They got DX all together backstage. Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, Triple H China. Wow. That's exciting for the crowd, that DX is all back together again. Now, Billy Gunn lost his match earlier in the night. Road Dogg won his match. And Triple H lost his match, but I don't think he cares. Lost his match because of a disqualification. Now here comes X-Pac, the final member of DX to have a match. Oh no, here comes Shane McMahon first though, with Test, who lost earlier in the night in that tag title match where he was paired with D'Lo Brown. Shane McMahon was a very entertaining performer, and he would have very entertaining matches. Now, unfortunately, in recent years, he's a lot older. Remember, this is 25 years ago that this match happened, and he was very entertaining in 1999 and in 2000. But once it got to, like a couple of years ago, he's kind of like, he's so much older now that he can't have these kinds of matches anymore, these kinds of entertaining matches, but he still insists on doing them. And then he got injured at WrestleMania trying to wrestle The Miz, and Snoop Dogg had to save the day. I don't know why Shane McMahon still wants to do stuff like that. I mean, he's had such a legendary career as a performer, as a non-wrestling character. I mean, he could be a very entertaining non-wrestling character, but once he starts getting involved in the matches, it just doesn't make sense anymore these days. But he would make a great general manager for like Raw, SmackDown, or even another wrestling promotion. Here comes X-Pac. Let's see if anyone comes with him, because Shane McMahon has Test with him. Nope, X-Pac is coming out by himself. And remember, Mean Street Posse is at ringside to support Shane McMahon. Oh, great. Patterson and Briscoe, Vince McMahon's stooges, and members of the corporation just came down to attack X-Pac before the match, but X-Pac beat them both up. Now he's running to the ring. He's in the ring. He's in the ring. Shane ran outside the ring. He's with Test now. Okay, now Shane McMahon's in the ring. And he does the Karate Kid, what is that, the crane kick stance to taunt X-Pac. Runs outside the ring, runs back in, leapfrog over X-Pac. Oh, wow. I mean, he did a really athletic move there. He did a big double leg, split-legged thing right over X-Pac's head, and then X-Pac clobbered him. Shane is sitting in the corner. X-Pac goes for the Bronco Buster, but Shane McMahon moves, so X-Pac stops himself. Test pulled Shane McMahon out of the ring so that X-Pac couldn't land the Bronco Buster. Well, now they're showing 5 members of the Mean Street Posse from Greenwich, Connecticut at ringside. Oh, now Test is attacking X-Pac. The referee's distracted. Oh, wow. Test just picked up X-Pac and rammed him into the turnbuckle post, the ring post, spread eagle. Ooh, X-Pac is in pain on the outside. Meanwhile, Shane is on the inside laying down. This is kind of a fun match. I mean, everyone wants to see Shane McMahon get beat up. Shane McMahon, double axe handle. Oh, Shane McMahon just slammed X-Pac. Oh, Shane McMahon calling for the corporate elbow, pulls off the elbow pad, hits one rope, hits the other, and oh, he goes for the elbow. X-Pac moves. This is real. I think they're going like a real basic match here. Oh, wow. Low blow to X-Pac. Because maybe at this point, Shane was kind of limited. He hadn't had like a really great match yet. I'm trying to remember, when was Shane McMahon's very first great match? Probably SummerSlam 99 against Test. Oh, he's using Test's weight belt here, whipping X-Pac. It makes sense because X-Pac is the legit wrestler, right? And Shane McMahon is supposed to be this like inexperienced, rich kid So it makes sense that like Shane McMahon has to resort to all these cheating tactics to try to win this match. Meanwhile, X-Pac just backdropped Shane McMahon over the top rope to the outside, and Shane McMahon landed kind of badly. It looked like he almost twisted an ankle, but I think he got lucky there. X-Pac splash to Shane McMahon from inside the ring to outside. Mean Street Posse. Oh wow, they got X-Pac, and now X-Pac is punching all of them in the face. 5 guys he just took down. X-Pac throws Shane back in the ring. Now Test is, oh wow, Test just clotheslined X-Pac. Man, you need a lot of interference for Shane to win this match. Now Test throws X-Pac back in the ring. I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, you got to do all this to make it look like Shane can win this match. And you got to keep X-Pac looking strong because X-Pac is a very popular performer in the company. They don't want to make him look like a fool against Shane. Now here comes Shane now. Shane is from the second rope. Does the little Bret Hart elbow to the sternum of X-Pac. Oh, now, okay, is he cluing to the top rope, Shane McMahon? All right, what's Shane gonna do? Nothing, because X-Pac just drop kicked him and Shane McMahon landed crotch first on the top turnbuckle. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Now X-Pac going for a superplex. Superplex by X-Pac from the top rope. Whew. Looks like X-Pac is going to regain the title. He delayed in the pin cover and Test pulled him out of the ring. Now Test is going to hit him in the corner. Oh wow, Test ran right into the steel steps because X-Pac moved out of the way. X-Pac just grabbed Test's weight belt that Shane McMahon just used on him. Now he's whooping Shane McMahon. And the crowd loves to see that. Oh, wow. He just whooped Shane right in the chest with it. And the crowd is oohing and eyeing. They love to see this. All right. Shane is sitting in the corner now. X-Pac is calling for the Bronco Buster. And the crowd really wants to see this. Come on, X-Pac. Bronco Buster. People are taking photos with their cameras that have flash bulbs. This was back at a time when people used to buy disposable cameras and stuff. And referee was distracted. Test just hit X-Pac with the European Championship belt. So once again, Shane McMahon is looking like he's going to win this match. Shane McMahon is trying to crawl over to X-Pac to get the cover to retain the European Championship. He gets to the cover. 1, 2. X-Pac gets the shoulder up. And the crowd goes wild. So X-Pac is still in this thing. Even though there's been tremendous interference and cheating, X-Pac is still in this thing by himself, by the way. DX is not at ringside. Meanwhile, Shane McMahon has everybody trying to help him out. Now, this match has now taken over as the most entertaining match on this show thus far. Shane McMahon and X-Pac. Now, Shane McMahon is going for the Bronco Buster. Oh, wow. X-Pac moves. Shane McMahon lands crotch first on the bottom turnbuckle. Whew. Oh, wow. Now, Test is in the ring. X-Pac is attacking him. X-Pac has to beat everyone up to just have a chance to win this match. Bronco Buster to Test in the corner. Triple H has now come down to ringside. Pulls Test out of the ring. Doesn't attack him though. X-Pac hits the X Factor on Shane McMahon. Chyna's distracting the referee. Triple H is now pedigreeing X-Pac. And Triple H just turned on X-Pac. Triple H is putting Shane McMahon on X-Pac. 1, 2, 3. Shane McMahon retains the European Championship. Triple H and China, they just pulled a swerve here. Triple H and China look like they're a part of the corporation now. They are not part of DX anymore. Wow. Wow. Triple H clotheslining X-Pac. Now you have to remember, Triple H brought X-Pac into DX about a year prior, I think right after WrestleMania 14. And so for a year, DX has been like such a strong unit. And here comes Billy Gunn and Road Dogg to defend X-Pac, but they're getting the heck beaten out of them by Triple H and Test. Wow. So at this point, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, Road Dogg are DX, and Triple H and China are on the corporate side here. And the crowd is not happy about that. But this was definitely the most entertaining match since the hardcore title match. Probably the best match of the night so far. But again, they kept it short because they know Shane McMahon is limited. Shane McMahon really didn't have to do much in this match. And it was, oh, here comes Kane now. Kane, who just got stabbed in the back by China. And probably wants revenge on Triple H. Kane's walking to the ring. Whoa. Okay, everybody's leaving the ring now. They don't want no part of Kane. Now Kane is walking after them. They're all trying to run back to the backstage area. They're showing the replay where Triple H betrayed X-Pac, hit the pedigree. Wow. Now Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac are tending to X-Pac, who is flat on his back in the middle of the ring. They're trying to get him to his feet. Yeah, that's right. They just mentioned, Triple H is the one who brought X-Pac back to the WWF from WCW. I mean, that's the storyline anyway. Okay, now they're saying Undertaker versus Big Boss Man Hell in a Cell match is next. Which is a little bit of a strange match to have because The Undertaker is a much bigger star than Big Boss Man. And no offense to Big Boss Man, but he was in the hardcore title division, and Undertaker is always a main event player. So I don't think anybody expects Big Boss Man to win this match. But this was part of the ongoing feud between The Undertaker and his Ministry of Darkness versus Vince McMahon and the corporation. Yeah, the Undertaker and the Ministry are basically like a menace to the WWF and Vince McMahon as corporation. They're showing clips of Undertaker terrorizing Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon. Undertaker took a teddy bear that used to belong to Stephanie McMahon and set it on fire. Oh, they're showing Undertaker punching Vince McMahon in the face on a previous episode of Monday Night Raw. But then Big Boss Man is attacking Undertaker. No, they're showing Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness strapping Big Boss Man to the Undertaker symbol, almost like a crucifixion. That's another thing. They used to do stuff like that. That was controversial. You know, like crucifixions and stuff. But that's what got the people watching. Oh, they're showing like this scene where Undertaker goes to Vince McMahon's house where his family is. Oh, yeah, Undertaker was going there for Stephanie McMahon. They show a burning Undertaker symbol on Vince McMahon's lawn. I'm telling you, they really did things well during this time. There was a lot of stuff done for shock value, but they created memories that anybody who was watching at that time, they remember it forever. You know, how many memorable things has the WWE done this year in 2024? Like things that people will remember forever. I mean, maybe there's been some moments during the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud, maybe, that people will remember. Maybe. Like the Punk and Drew McIntyre and the bracelet, but not like this. I mean, this stuff is like stuff you can't remember. Like you can't forget ever seeing this stuff. But like a lot of the stuff that's going on in WWE these days is stuff you're not going to remember, because I think the biggest moment they've had recently that everyone's going to remember was CM Punk's return at the Survivor Series last year. That's like the biggest thing that's happened in a long time. Nothing really since. Nothing since that moment has been on that level. Because they're dragging out storylines too long, like with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. I mean, they're doing somewhat of a good job. They kind of have like a new Bloodline and they've got some interesting characters, but I think they emphasize long-term storytelling almost too much, and they don't do enough short-term excitement. So you got to do both. You got to do both to keep the audience interested. Yes, you can do long-term storylines, but you have to have twists and turns and interesting stuff going on every week. And it just doesn't seem like they can pull it off now, but they used to pull it off then. Every show was must-see. Every Monday Night Raw was must-see. Every SmackDown was must-see. Although SmackDown wasn't yet a thing. Yet this is WrestleMania 15. But later in 1999, SmackDown was a weekly show, and, you know, you never knew what was going to happen on any weekly show. These days, it's sort of just, predictable, nothing going on. Big Boss Man has made his way to the ring. Now the Undertaker's coming out. The Undertaker during his Ministry of Darkness days was the coolest Undertaker. I mean, Undertaker having a stable of all these dark characters, like Edge, Christian, Gangrel, and the Brood, the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Farouk, Midian, Viscera. I mean, it was just like this whole group of scary characters. It was great. It was outstanding. And he also had amazing theme music. The Undertaker's theme music at this time, the Ministry theme music, is, in my opinion, the best version of the Undertaker's theme. And he used to come out in the best, like, ring entrance attire. And also, his entrance was a little shorter than what it became later on in his career, where, I mean, it took like 5 minutes for him to just get to the ring. So I'm just listening to the Undertaker's theme song as he comes out. It was awesome. It made The Undertaker feel way more important when he had his own stable, that Ministry. I mean, he really seemed like a threat and stuff back then. And it wasn't until, my guess is like around 2007 when he started to once again be that like threatening person. Like he was like imposing his will in matches and stuff. It's like in 2007 he became like this unbelievably great wrestler. You know, he had the matches with Batista and then later with Shawn Michaels and other people that were just, oh, and Edge, that were amazing. But up until 2007, this Ministry Undertaker was the best version. But 2007 to around 2009-ish, that's when the Undertaker probably reached the pinnacle of his career, because as a character, he was fine, but in the ring, he was just phenomenal. Now the match is underway. Undertaker, Big Boss Man, Hell in a Cell. I don't know why they felt the need to have a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, I guess it's a draw for the crowd and makes people buy tickets maybe, but because they're expecting a certain level of brutality. Let's see if they actually reach that brutality. Undertaker goes for the cover after clothesline. Boss Man kicks out. They kind of did the same thing many years later. Like one day they just announced, oh yeah, we're going to have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. And that was entertaining, and Shane almost destroyed himself in the process, but it's like, kind of like, why? Like, I think Hell in a Cell matches should be saved for only the most serious of blood feuds. We just had one in the WWE, CM Punk Undertaker Hell in a Cell. That match was okay. It wasn't spectacular, but it was good. But Hell in a Cell matches should only be for that. Only for like, okay, this feud has to end here. This is the ending of a major, major feud. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes had a very entertaining Hell in a Cell match a couple of years ago. In my opinion, that was Cody Rhodes' last best match. It's like he had that match. It was great from start to finish. And then he got injured, but he got injured prior to that match. And so after that match, he was out for a long time. And since he came back, in my opinion, he hasn't had a great match since then. Not a single one. He's had some good ones, but nothing really reaching the level of his matches with Seth Rollins. He had that 3-match series where Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins each and every time, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. They could have given Seth at least one win, come on. But anyway, they had a great Hell in a Cell match. Now Undertaker and Boss Man here, it's not your 5-star Hell in a Cell match yet. Okay, Boss Man, Undertaker fighting in the ringside area. Boss Man Irish whipped Undertaker into the Hell in a Cell. Oh, wow. Boss Man took some handcuffs and handcuffed Undertaker to the side of the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I think they kind of have to do this stuff for this kind of a match to keep it interesting. It's like nobody really is thrilled to watch Boss Man and Undertaker, so you kind of have to move it along with stuff like this. So Boss Man's got his nightstick and Undertaker can't do anything because he's cuffed to the cell. Undertaker, oh, wow. Nightstick to the midsection. Oh, nightstick to the head of the Undertaker. But even though Undertaker's getting beat up here with the nightstick, he did one good thing. Because when he fell from getting hit by the nightstick, he ripped the handcuff. So now he's no longer cuffed to the cell. Undertaker has been busted open. He's bleeding from the forehead. Meanwhile, Boss Man has the nightstick around Undertaker's throat. Oh, wow. Bossman just hit Undertaker in the head with the nightstick again. All right. So now Bossman's in control. Oh, wow. He tried to go for that nightstick to the head again. Undertaker caught him and grabbed him by the throat and threw him headfirst into the steel cage. Undertaker just threw Bossman into the cell. By the way, Paul Bearer accompanied Undertaker to ringside. Paul Bearer standing on the outside of the cell right now. You know, I gotta say, we're 2 hours into the show. It's moved along very quickly, and I've really enjoyed this show. All the twists and turns and all the matches, they had so many matches so far. You know, I don't even know the number, but on a typical WWE PLE, you probably have maybe 4 matches at this point. I know they've had more than that. Oh, wow. Plus a bunch of backstage segments, plot twists and things. This show has been very entertaining all the way through, and that's what makes me love this era of wrestling. They knew how to keep the crowd glued into the show. That's not something the WWE knows how to do these days. Although they're doing big business, you know, it's just the way they do stuff these days is not designed for keeping the audience hooked. Undertaker just threw Bossman like a lawn dart into the side of the cell. Wow, the crowd is booing. I don't think they like this match. I mean, it is not that interesting. By the way, I don't really even know who the crowd is supposed to be cheering for. I think technically both of these guys are bad guys, but I guess Undertaker's cooler, so maybe they'll cheer for him. But really, I think the crowd is kind of out of this one, which is a shame because I think this is one of the final matches. This might be the second to last match on this show. I think the only thing left is the main event, but we'll find out. Oh, Bossman got busted open too. Undertaker going old school. He's standing on the top rope. Oh no. Okay, that didn't work. Undertaker landed crotch first on the top rope. Paul Bearer shaking his head. And Bossman just threw Undertaker into the side of the cell. Now they're both outside the ring again. Yeah, the crowd really is not into this match. It could be because they're eagerly anticipating the main event, but also it's obviously because these guys are not wrestling the best match, and neither of them are neither of them are baby faces, good guys. Bossman is taking control of the match. Oh wow. Undertaker just landed a low blow on Bossman. But nobody even cares. They're just booing. They're booing the heck out of these guys. That's got to be brutal. Imagine you're a professional wrestler competing at WrestleMania, especially after you've done it as long as these guys have done it. Bossman and Undertaker have been wrestling since the 80s, and then you get booed, man. Booed on the biggest stage. Undertaker going for Tombstone. They probably should end this match right here because honestly, this match is going nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Thankfully. Whew, just in time. I was about to I think the crowd was about to like start climbing the cell to end this match, but not a really interesting match. Definitely one of the shorter Hell in a Cell matches, thankfully. They didn't really do much. But again, the show as a whole, very entertaining. Now Undertaker is gesturing to the heavens, and he's looking up. The crowd is starting to cheer, and now they are showing some people descending from the ceiling. See, now that's how you get the crowd back on your side, is by doing cool stuff like this. Edge, Christian, Gangrel, members of the Brood, members of the Ministry of Darkness, they just descended from the ceiling. Remember, they have a vampire gimmick. And they're now standing on the cell, on the top of the cell. They just descended from the ceiling wearing harnesses. And they're trying to kick in the top of the cell, trying to make a hole. They're ripping their way into the cell, and they are lowering some rope to the Undertaker. Yeah, here's where they really get the crowd back on their side after boring them in that match. They've got a noose at the end of a rope. You want to create some controversy. You want to create some headlines. This is what you do. Crazy stuff like this. Boy, I really miss these days of pro wrestling. Doing crazy stuff like this. You'd never see a noose on WWE television today. Never. Never. And if you did, my goodness, it would be all over the news. Now, Edge, Christian, and Gangrel are going back up into the heavens. They're going back up to the ceiling. So while they're doing that, the crowd is distracted, and I believe they put something on the boss man to protect him here. So Undertaker has wrapped the noose around the Big Boss Man's neck. Big Boss Man was unconscious after the Tombstone Piledriver, remember that. So now he's waking up and he sees a noose around his neck, which is attached to the cell. Paul Bearer is raising the cell. Oh my goodness. Now they're wow. They're they had a noose around the boss man's neck. They raised the cell with the noose attached to, like the rope attached to it, and now they're showing boss man just hanging. They're showing boss man hanging by the noose. I mean, that's probably the most graphic thing you could ever show on a pay-per-view. But obviously, I believe they have like some kind of a hook or a harness on the boss man's back, and he's not actually attached to he's not actually hanging by the noose. It only looks like that. But they did a great job of making it look real for the live crowd. And the lights just went out. Wow. All right, now this has been a heck of a show so far. Definitely worth watching. I mean, in terms of match quality, again, we've probably only had two really entertaining matches, which was Shane McMahon and X-Pac for the European title, which was the best match on the card so far. And obviously the hardcore title match, which opened the show, was entertaining as well. Now we head to the main event, which is what everybody's waiting for. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWF Championship on the line. Vince McMahon has now said that he's going to be the referee for this match. They're showing a recap of a party that they had before WrestleMania to build hype for WrestleMania. They had something called like a WrestleMania Rage Party. Sable was there grinding. Everybody's there dancing, having fun. Shane McMahon, Steve Austin, Big Pun was there. The Rock was there wearing one of his $600 shirts. Oh, they're showing Isaac Hayes singing a song that he made famous on the show South Park, because he played the role of the chef on that show. They're showing Undertaker and the Ministry saying that when he beats Bossman at WrestleMania, there will be nothing standing between him and Stephanie McMahon. So that feud will continue. They're showing Steve Austin saying he's going to be the next World Wrestling Federation champion. Michael Cole is now standing in the middle of the ring. They're back to the live show. Michael Cole is announcing that JR Jim Ross will be at the commentary table for the main event of WrestleMania 15. JR had some health complications and he had been off of TV, but now he's going to come do the main event. Michael Cole had been at the commentary table for most of the event, for all of the event really, until right now. Oh, you know what's funny? They're showing The Rock's wife sitting right behind Jim Ross in the front row. The Rock's now ex-wife, Danny Garcia. Okay, now Howard Finkel just announced the next match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And the crowd goes nuts. Okay, now he's introducing the special guest referee. Vince McMahon, here he comes. Yeah, they always want to stack the deck against Steve Austin. Mr. McMahon, special guest referee. I bet the crowd's not happy about that. And Vince McMahon is in the ring, and Shawn Michaels' music just hit. He has not been announced. Everyone is surprised that he's coming out. He is the commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation at this time, and the crowd is super excited to see him. Here comes Shawn Michaels. He was very young at this time. Early 30s. He's wearing a white suit and a blue shirt. He looks like he's like a Miami Vice guy. And Shawn Michaels obviously has the best theme music of all time. He kept that same theme song for, my gosh, how many decades? Like decades. Maybe not multiple decades, but like literally more than 15 years. Oh, yeah, well, he still uses it to this day. So actually, yes, decades. This was back when Shawn Michaels had a long hair, and these days, unfortunately, he's lost most of his hair. Shawn Michaels did his ring entrance, signature ring entrance, and he just said, "Now we can't have a WrestleMania without the Heartbreak Kid, can we?" That's what he's telling Vince. He's telling Vince that he should have read the WWF rule book. And the crowd cheers because they think that Vince McMahon is not going to be the referee for this match. And by the way, Shawn Michaels is great here. Shawn Michaels was great all around, in the ring, on the mic. He's letting Vince know that there's only one person who can appoint a referee at WrestleMania, and that one man is not Vince McMahon. It is Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. And by the way, Shawn Michaels came to the ring with a regular referee, Mike Chioda, who was standing in the ring with him. The crowd is super happy about this. He just told Vince to take his Jack LaLanne physique of his and get out of here. Wow. I'm basically telling Vince McMahon, you're not going to be the referee for this match. See ya. And the crowd is clapping and they are overjoyed to hear that. And Vince McMahon looks a little embarrassed. Now Shawn Michaels just said that the corporation is barred from ringside for the main event of WrestleMania, which is huge. Nobody's going to be out there to help The Rock. Now Shawn Michaels is walking with Vince McMahon to the back. They're in the entranceway. And he said if there's any funny business in this match from the corporation, then him and Vince McMahon are going to have a fight. Wow. All right. See, you have plot twists and turns right up to the beginning of the main event. Now here comes The Rock coming out. WWF champion The Rock. Who actually wasn't the champion at the previous pay-per-view. It was Mankind. So just within the past few weeks, The Rock regained the WWF Championship. I believe it was in a ladder match against Mankind. And I believe he won with assistance from The Big Show. Here comes The Rock. I want to say he was at the peak of his popularity, but really this was just the beginning. The Rock started becoming a very popular character in late 1997, and 1998 is really when things really took hold. And his star power just got bigger and bigger, and now he's still part of the WWE. He's part of the board of directors of the WWE, and he just made a surprise return at WWE Bad Blood, which was only a week ago. So he's still an active performer. Part-time, but still. And obviously The Rock is one of the biggest stars in the world. So it's amazing what he's managed to do during his lifetime. I mean, obviously he's got the right genetics. He's got the right look. Born into a wrestling family, so he had some advantages. But, there's a lot of people in this world who have advantages and they squander them. The Rock is one of those people who had advantages, used them for all they were worth, and then on top of that, he has an incredible work ethic, incredible mind, and you put it all together, and that's why he's the biggest star in the world, not only in wrestling, but also in Hollywood. And he's got so many businesses too. Here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I believe there is a story about how Stone Cold Steve Austin left his leather vest, I guess at home, or maybe he lost his leather vest on the way to WrestleMania. But anyway, he comes out in just a regular Steve Austin t-shirt here, which looks kind of funny for such a monumental event. But it makes for a funny story now. Steve Austin is doing his usual stand on the turnbuckle and raise his arms above his head, and The Rock is in his face, trying to prevent him from doing his signature entrance. The Rock is really in his face now. Okay, Austin throws the first punch. Here we go. They're trading punches. Austin still has his t-shirt on. And The Rock throws Austin out of the ring over the top rope. Rock is now following Austin on the outside. Slams Austin's head into the Spanish announce table. They're starting this one off big. Main event of WrestleMania, biggest match of the year. Biggest match maybe of the entire Attitude Era. Man, this is huge. The Rock rolled Steve Austin back in the ring. Steve Austin is punching The Rock in the face. And The Rock... oh no, Austin throws Rock over the top rope. And by the way, the crowd is really hot for this match. And I think there's a bunch of reasons why. Obviously, this is the biggest match on the show. It's the main event. But you see a lot of times, especially in the WWE these days, sometimes the crowd is already kind of checked out. They're not super excited about what's going on. But, the reason why the crowd is super hot right now is because the WWF knew how to put together a show. I mean, they did all these twists and turns, and now people are just so excited for the main event. even if they had to sit through some boring matches on the way there. And they know that everything comes down to this. This is the highest stakes. Who's it going to be? Rock and Austin. Right now, it's a fair fight. You know, they got nobody out there to help them. It's just Rock and Austin and a regular referee. So The Rock has to win on his own right now. We'll see what happens later. Oh, wow. Austin threw... Oh, yeah, they were just fighting in the crowd. Austin just threw The Rock... You know, they threw The Rock back into the crowd now. They did a lot of this during the Attitude Era. Lots of fighting in the crowd. Finally, The Rock fights back. Clothesline Austin over the barricade, back into the ringside area. Steve Austin just threw The Rock into the steel. Oh, wow. Steve Austin just threw The Rock's head into like the steel barrier near where the crowd is. But then The Rock has countered by backdropping him onto this like steel girder that is holding up the lighting near the entranceway. And the referee has followed them out of the ring. He's not counting them out, so he's giving them a lot of leeway here. Obviously, it's the biggest match of the night. You got to. I think it's interesting that Rock and Austin chose to do this. You know, just to have this brawl to start the main event of this match. I mean, main event of this show. Oh, wow. Austin and Rock just knocked each other down. One of them got thrown into that jib camera. Whoa, Steve Austin just threw The Rock into that steel sign holding the big WrestleMania sign. And that gigantic thing is like swinging back and forth. That's dangerous. The entire beginning of this match is pretty much all outside the ring. But hey, the crowd loves it. They want to see a definitive answer to who's better, The Rock or Stone Cold. These two had previously feuded over the Intercontinental Championship a few years prior. The Rock just suplexed Austin right where the concrete is. The Rock just slammed Austin into the steel steps. Now, okay, now they're near the commentary table. The Rock is taking a drink of water from a water bottle that's there, and he just spit it into the face of Steve Austin. You don't see people doing stuff like that these days that much. Well, I guess because The Rock is still an active performer, so he can do that during his matches. And then Austin just picked up The Rock and dropped him face first onto the barricade. Now The Rock is on. He just rolled The Rock onto the Spanish announce table. Austin is standing on the barricade. Drops an elbow on The Rock. Table does not break, though. Sometimes these tables are stubborn. Now Austin is going to try again. Rolls Rock onto the Spanish announce table. Wow. And then goes up on the barricade. Austin drops an elbow on The Rock. Now the table broke. I wonder what he would have done if it wouldn't have broke. Would he have tried again? Probably not. Now Austin's taking a drink of water and spits it right in The Rock's face. And then he takes some more water because he's thirsty. Now they're finally back in the ring. This is the first time they've been in the ring since the very beginning of the match when the bell rang. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Austin, he has a surgically repaired knee, and The Rock is taking it and ramming it into the ring post. But then Austin just kicked him off, and Rock fell over the barricade back into the fans again. Now Austin's bringing him back inside the ringside area. This is just like a wild match, not a technical wrestling match. Austin just threw Rock into the steps, and now he's stomping him on the outside. Austin just threw Rock back in the ring. I'm showing a replay of, oh wow, of Austin Irish whipping The Rock into the steel steps. Oh wow, Rock hit a rock bottom out of nowhere. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Austin kicks out. Now everybody knew that wasn't going to be the end of the match. So I don't really understand why, in terms of ring psychology, The Rock would choose to do the rock bottom there. I mean, it's a surprise. But I guess they're kind of trying to keep this match just real exciting the whole time, like just fireworks the whole time, keeping the crowd on the edge of their seat. And so if The Rock hits a rock bottom right there, now people are really glued in because they're thinking, okay, the end might be near. He just hit a finishing move. But now The Rock has a steel chair. Austin just kicked him in the stomach. Oh, wow. Austin tried to hit The Rock with the chair. The Rock moved the referee in front of him, and Austin hit the referee in the head with the chair. Meanwhile, The Rock hits a neck breaker on Austin. See, what I would have done is switch those two moves. Have The Rock do a neck breaker first, then hit the rock bottom here. But then the referee can't count because he's out. The Rock hits an elbow on Austin. But then again, this was at a time where The Rock and Austin could have done anything, and the crowd would have ate it up. They would have loved it. It's the two biggest stars of the Attitude Era. Ooh, The Rock is using a steel chair on Austin's surgically repaired knee, which reminds me of what happens 2 years later at WrestleMania 17, where Austin takes a steel chair and does the same thing to The Rock. I don't know if it's his knees, but he just uses a steel chair to destroy The Rock. Okay, now The Rock is going for the cover after a bunch of steel chair shots. 1, 2. And Austin kicks out. Now the crowd cheers that because they thought that might have been, we're getting close to the end because, you just saw rock bottom, bunch of chair shots, and now what's next? The Rock just clotheslined Austin. The Rock has a rest hold on Steve Austin here. Which I don't understand. Because you've already hit a rock bottom. You've already hit him a bunch of times with a steel chair. This is a weird time to do a rest hold here. Yeah, the ring psychology isn't exactly fine-tuned for this match. Because really, this is actually with the way they started this match and did all this stuff. It's like you can't really do a rest hold at this point. It kind of takes the crowd like out of it because they know like nothing's happening here. But Austin fights out of it and is landing punches on the Rock. Is he going to hit a Luthez? No, Samoan drop by the Rock. 1, 2. Austin kicks out. See, again, it's so weird to do a rock bottom, then like a neck breaker, steel chair shots, then a rest hold, and then do a Samoan drop and go for a pinfall. That's a little... And the Rock is angry, so he just hit a rock bottom on referee Tim White, who was actually replacing the other referee, Mike Chioda, who got hit in the head with a steel chair. And just after the Rock gives Tim White a rock bottom, Austin just hits a stunner. But there's no referee. No referee. Earl Hebner comes out 1, 2. Rock kicks out. See, now they've got everything back on track here because the crowd is like, okay, Austin just hit the stunner. Earl Hebner's just made it to the ring. This might have been the ending of the match, and it wasn't. So, but now they know the final stages are here. The Rock has hit a rock bottom. Austin's hit a stunner. And here comes Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is standing outside the ring, taking his suit jacket off. And Austin's giving him the middle finger, holding a steel chair. Austin went to hit The Rock with a steel chair, and The Rock low-blowed Steve Austin. McMahon just hit Earl Hebner, and now The Rock and Vince McMahon are stomping Steve Austin, and the crowd is not happy about this. Crowd is cheering now, and look who it is. It's Mankind, apparently back from the hospital. He's clutching his ribs, but he is here to be the special guest referee. Remember, he earned the right to be the special guest referee for the main event WWF title match by winning that match earlier by disqualification. And now Mankind is attacking Vince McMahon. Austin goes to pin The Rock. 1, 2. Rock kicks out. Mankind is now the referee. Which is a nice gesture for Mankind. He gets to be part of the main event here. Austin, Lou Thez press on The Rock. Elbow drop on The Rock. Everybody's thinking Austin's about to win the title here. But Rock knocks down Steve Austin. Goes for the rock bottom. He hit it. And now The Rock is signaling he's going for the people's elbow. Oh, corporate elbow. It was the corporate elbow at this time. Takes off one elbow pad, hits the ropes on the other side, goes for the people's elbow. Austin moves. The Rock lands and doesn't hit the people's elbow. Austin goes for the stunner. Rock blocks. Rock is going for the rock bottom. Austin, stunner to the Rock. Austin goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Austin wins the WWF Championship, pins the Rock in the main event of WrestleMania 15. Mankind counted the 1, 2, 3, and Vince McMahon is crying at ringside. Great end to a very entertaining show. Match quality-wise, nothing special really. Obviously, Rock Austin is the best match of the night. The other ones to watch would be the Hardcore title match and Shane McMahon and X-Pac. But definitely a very entertaining show with all the crazy things that happened. So many unexpected, unpredictable things happened. And I'm sure the crowd watching this live had like the time of their life. I mean, this was definitely a very entertaining show. This was a time when match quality really was secondary to the story, the characters. But they did have some excellent matches during the Attitude Era, don't get me wrong. Just not on this show. Austin is now celebrating his WWF title win. Mankind is holding the WWF title belt. And Steve Austin was just given the WWF title belt by Mankind. He's raising it up. Austin is calling for some beer for his celebration here. He's got a big smile on his face. And the crowd's super happy. You got Steve Austin as world champion once again. Yeah, this is a show definitely worth watching just to see how much of a contrast there is between a show at this time, like this was a pay-per-view, versus like a premium live event today. There's a big difference. There's a lot more excitement in the Attitude Era shows, lots more. They really put a lot of effort into keeping the crowd on the edge of their seats. You know, trying to really provide such amazing entertainment, as opposed to these days, the PLEs are really just focused on whatever the announced matches are, and they march their people out there and they do their match, and you know, they're really just focused on match quality, and it's kind of a shame because a lot of times the matches these days don't deliver either. I mean, even though the matches are much longer than the matches on this show, they still kind of just are mediocre overall. It's very rare that you will see an outstanding match in the WWE these days. It's not often. And again, like I said, they didn't have tons of outstanding matches during the Attitude Era. They had some, but they didn't need to. The storylines were so entertaining, the characters were so entertaining, the promos were entertaining. It was just so much fun. You just got caught up in it. You didn't even care if the match wasn't, a 5-star match or whatever. You didn't care about that. I certainly didn't. Although you appreciated it when they came along. I mean, even during the year 1999, they had some, like The Rock and Mankind in an I Quit match at the Royal Rumble of 1999. That was an amazing match, a legendary match that lives on to this day. And on top of that, they had a great feud. The story was great. Everything was great. The story was great. Characters were great. Promos were great. Matches at least some of them were great, like the empty arena match, the I Quit match, the last man standing match. I think they had a ladder match that was great. Austin was celebrating in the ring with Earl Hebner, the referee. They were drinking beer. Now here is Vince McMahon standing outside. Oh, wow. Standing outside the ring saying that title belt is his belt, and Austin just punched him in the face. Now he's throwing Vince McMahon in the ring. Stunner on Vince McMahon. Wow. Just And that is the end of the show. Now they're showing the recap of all the events that happened during the night. But like I said, definitely a show worth watching if you haven't seen it. So much fun, so much entertainment. I really enjoyed the whole thing. I had fun watching it. And The Rock and Austin, very entertaining way to end the show. And the crowd loved it, obviously. And that was WrestleMania 15. Thank you for watching.